when we get too much information before we're ready, it can be shocking, but when you are ready, it's cool. It's that we're forced, like a lot of the stuff is forced on us, right? It's like if you're watching a TV show, then there's commercials that are sexualized. There are characters on pretty much every TV show that's highly sexualized. It's not that they just exist as sexual beings, which is to me a really cool thing. And I think actually Schitt's Creek, if you haven't watched it, Schitt's Creek is an amazing example where the character David is pansexual, but it's not a big deal. He's not highly sexualized. He's just a sexual being who has a life. So I think there's a big difference when we go to sexualize things, or when people are just acknowledged as sexual beings and it's just part of their story, just like being a sexual being is part of our story. It doesn't have to be something that's like an abrupt announcement of like, I need everybody in the world to know this. Like, it doesn't have to be.
Yes.
So it's like, this is who
Yes.
you are. We love you no matter. Like, it doesn't have, there doesn't have to be a declaration. You didn't never have to come out of a closet because you didn't really ever need to be in one. And if the hetero agenda stuck you in one, and now you feel like you have to reclaim yourself. No, you don't have to come out of no closets, because if we stuck you in one, or if the hetero world stuck you in one, just you are you. You don't have to like come out of hiding. You can just be and exist. I don't know. I get on a bit of a rant about that stuff. I find it like very.
Yeah. So I have experienced 3 different family members who I knew perfectly well, had their own sexualness energy, and I'm very sensitive. So I was already aware of, how they were feeling and how they were processing and what their thing was. And then most recently, a family member came out to me as being in a throuple. Like, okay, so, I have a primary partner and now I have a secondary partner. And, so it's like, I think one of the things that I would love people to have permission to do is to just know your truth about someone. And, when you love somebody, how they behave and how they, what they do with their own body in the privacy of their own home is really sort of nothing. Like, it's nothing to do with you until they come to you. And in the case of the 3 different family members, I kind of thought to myself, well, why do I need to have like this public declaration made to me? I was kind of I wasn't like, I already knew. So it was kind of like, I have brown eyes. Like, you
have brown eyes. There you go.
Okay.
Would you like some tea with that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good thing. There's a lot of people with brown eyes. I'm like, good thing you don't have to decide to have other colored eyes.
Yeah.
It's just perfectly fine to have brown eyes. And, so like, I think, I feel, and luckily I'm very close to these family members, that I can have a candid conversation. Because one of the things that I really think is that there is way too sort of sexual a conversation with young people these days, so very young, it's not just like, hey, maybe keep your genitals in your underwear. And if anybody wants to see what's in your underwear, then just wait. Nobody needs to see what's in your underwear.